Hey, Clint Lightfoot from Clint Lightfoot Music here, and my son just pointed out to me that I had some uh, just comments on my videos that I didn't even know that I had because I get notifications, but like for some reason I never get the comment stuff, and I looks like I have some new subscribers about the think about the string changes on my Zager. And I figured if I have subscribers, I probably should have give you something to actually watch. So, uh, that said, this is my Zager. I love this thing. This is my Aura. Is it a Z900? It's the orchestra edition, and which means it's a little bit shorter. And I'm a big guy. I'm 6'2", 6'3", and this actually. And I was like, is the orchestral model? Is that really good for me? Truth is, it's amazing for me, and I'll tell you why. Because I can fit it inside my vocal booth that I built, and I actually built this from scratch, and this has been a game changer for me. It's all insulated. I used fireproof insulation inside, rock wool, and I used bass traps on the outside, which is like the industry standard bass traps. So this thing's been awesome, and I put it on the top, industry standard bass traps on the top, and also more insulation on the side. And I even built the floor with composite decking. I wish I could probably show you. Let me just get out of the way so I can see it a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm using but I put some lighting on the floor there. I can even lift up. I wish I could show you better because I'm using my my iMac to record, so I can't fully move it. But maybe I'll do another video about just how I built it. But it's been awesome. If you ever want to know more about it, let me know. Took me a while to build, but it was so worth it. This thing's kind of changed my life. That said, my last video was about changing strings. Well, I talked about the Truss Rod last time, and we'll get into that later. I actually had to fix this the other day because this thing's beautiful. This is one of the nicest guitars I ever played. And it sounded like crap the other day. It was like, I was playing it, and it's like, ding, 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 ringing. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And I do have something. Let me just grab it real quick. I want to show you. Jeez. I'm very prepared for this video, as you can tell. But this thing's awesome, too. This is actually, you put this inside. You get it from Zager. And this is very interesting. It comes with, you open it up, and there is a sponge inside, and that actually, you wet the sponge, I mean, as you would with a sponge, but you wet it, you kind of squeeze out the excess, not too much, you want to leave some in there, and you put it inside, you seal it back in, and you lock it up, and then what you do is you actually fit this. I can just make sure I put it on right. It's a little funky, you got to get it lined up just right. But it's actually really kind of a little ingenious little product. Okay, so it's locked up, and you would actually put this inside when you're not using the guitar, and you can do that for a couple of days. Really, can just keep it in there the whole time. But the idea is just to keep the guitar moisturized, because too much is a problem and too little is a problem. So you're going to dry out if there's not enough moisture. If there's too much, it's going to probably bend too much. So you kind of want to have the nice little balance. What that balance is, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But really, it comes down to temperature and in like the moisture gauge. And it actually does come with one with the Zager guitars when you get it. However, the battery has not lasted for me. I'm going to be honest with you. It lasts like, I don't know, a week, and then it dies. So you're better off probably just getting, a moisture gauge, which I don't have. So I should take my own advice. But that said, what I really wanted to film about this was a truss rod. And what I just showed you, that's something that can also correct some of the clangy, metallic rattling sounds. If you put this in for a day or two, I believe it's supposed to correct a lot of that sound or that rattling. But if that didn't work for me, so in this case, I was like, okay, I thought for sure I was going to fix it. It didn't. I had to actually go in and do the truss rod. So the truss rod is actually just a little Allen key, and what's that? I think it's a hex key. And if I can see it, show it a little bit in the video here. And I can't tell you exactly what millimeter this is, but it did come with a guitar. And is every truss rod the same measurement for the tool? I don't know. I can't tell you that. I can just tell you that this one came with this. And where it is just a little hole inside. You can see it. All guitars, I mean almost all guitars, have a truss rod, and that's just like a rod that's inside the neck. That when you adjust this, it either brings the neck forward or backwards. In this case, they say that when you put the strings on, and over time, the neck comes too far forward because of all the force that's on the string. In my case, and I thought that was what was happening, but in my case, it wasn't that. So when you do that, I think to counter that, I believe you want to do counterclockwise. I don't. All I can tell you this, in my case, I thought I was going to go clockwise and that would fix the issue. It did not. I had to go counterclockwise. So, and the reason I could do that, because this is a dual action truss rod, and I just want to show you how you put it in. So basically, you kind of got it. I do it with the strings on, because how are you going to know how far to go if you can't play it? So it's kind of a little, it's kind of a situation. Like, it's not the best. But you just basically got to fit the key in there, and you turn. And you just want to turn like a little bit at a time. And they say it could take like a day or two to fully acclimate that turn. I saw the difference immediately. So what sounded rattly sounds absolutely perfect now. I mean, in every way. It's like, it's exactly what I would expect, you know? So, this truss rod is how you do it. You put the key in the hole with the right key and the right keyhole. And you just turn it like that. You can, if it's dual action, you can go either way. You can go to the left, you can go to the right. Some guitars, I believe, can only go to the right. In other words, they can only bring the neck forward. In my case, I had to bring the neck backwards. And if that's the case, then that's probably what was happening. My strings could have been pulling the strings too far forward, the neck too far forward. And that's it. I suppose, if I have subscribers, I should probably give you something to subscribe about. So, hope this was semi-helpful. I know it'd be better if I probably did this while it was rattling. I just don't want to. I'm recording. I'm releasing my song very, very soon. I'm hoping to do it last week. But the adjustments I've made I'm really glad I've done them. So, I'm hoping to have my song out, and I don't know, at least by the next week. So, but that said, I'm going to add a little bit of this guy in there because it's sounding so good. Anyway, if you got any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. And thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. And thanks to my awesome son, who I'm not allowed to put on camera, which is probably good. It's probably the smart thing to do. And for pointing out that I have subscribers and I have some comments, and I should probably, be helpful and give them something to actually subscribe about. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.